Hi dear, I'm Ibekwe Lorette and I'll be giving a video explaining how my implementation works, showing the workflow from an employee submitting a leave request to a manager receiving the application notifications via Gmail, to the manager approving or rejecting the request via the approval workflow on Airtable, to finally the employee receiving the manager's response. So I would be starting with the Airtable, workflow for the employee time off automation request. Now, the Airtable is made up of 3 tables. We have the manager table, the employees table, and the time off request table. Now, each of these tables encompasses data particular to what that table is for. So for the managers table, we can see that there are 6 managers. Each of the managers have a manager ID. We have their full name, their work email address, the departments, their contact number, their contact address. Then we have a link record to the employees table, and that's the employee ID. And then we have 2 lookup fields rather, and that's the employee full name and the employee work email. Now delving straight to the employees table, this also encompasses data on the employees, and we have their ID, their full name, their department, their work email, contact number, contact address, and it's also linked to manager table, because if the manager is linked to the employee, it works vice versa. The employee is also linked to the manager. And then going to the time of requests, we have the list of people that have applied for time off. That, I want a time off. Now I would be taking us through the rundown of an employee applying for a time of request on the employee time of request Google form. So we're going to be using this employee as the example. That's Ruth Mako, employee EMP9013, and the department is sales and marketing. The manager's full name is Justin Sky, and the manager's work email is justinsky@gmail.com. So I would be creating this, so I'm gonna delete this. We're gonna have delete request. So Ruth Markel is employing for a time of request. Ruth Markel, EMP9013, sales and marketing, Justin Sky as the manager. So delving straight, we go back to Chrome. Now this is the employee time of request form, and right now I am Ruth Marco and I'm applying for a time off. Now this will be Justin Sky at gmail.com, and the employee's work email is Ruth Marco at gmail.com. The ID that's EMP9013. Okay. It's showing invalid ID. What does that mean? It means that there's a response validation for this particular question, and the response validation is such that if you enter in an employee ID that does not contain EMP in all caps, it's going to bring out invalid ID. Why is that, you might wonder? Each employee within the organization has an employee ID that contains EMP, so it's a constant variable of value for all employees within the organization. So by default of entering in your employee ID, if it doesn't contain EMP, it's going to bring out invalid ID. So peradventure you were typing it and you made a mistake and you wrote EMO, it's going to bring up invalid ID. So you would know that something is wrong somewhere. Now remember, I am Ruth Marco, and my department is sales and marketing. I'm a really versatile person, so let's say I feel like I should belong into 2 departments. Department doesn't exist. What does that mean? It means that there's also a response validation for this particular question, and the response validation is such that no department within the organization possesses a character exceeding 20 characters, possesses a name rather exceeding 20 characters. So all departments within the organization fall within the range of 20 characters. So once you enter in a department with a name that exceeds 20 characters, it automatically pops up department doesn't exist. So you would know that you are doing something wrong. And the beauty of this is it pretty much curbs you from applying maybe by intention or by mistake and entering in more than one department, because you can only belong to one department within the organization at the same time. Now I'm applying for personal leave and I'm requesting for 7 days. And now if you check the beginning, you will see requests must be tendered in at least a week before the intended date, which means that, let's say for example, I'm entering in today's dates, and I want, today is 30th of June, and I want I want my leave to begin dates. I want to enter in my leave to begin dates. I know that it has to be at least a week after 30th of June. So that is going to go to, let's say I want it to start on the 8th of July. So that's at least a week gap. And I want it to end on okay, it's 7 days, and we're counting only working days because you don't work on Friday, on weekends. So that's 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. And then we have your signature. Now all employees' signature is their full name in caps, all caps, slash the dates they applied. So that's slash 30/06/2024. Now I'm Ruth Marco and I just applied for time off. Wonderful. Your time off request has been submitted. You should get a feedback within 5 working days. Now, why is that? This might help you recollect why you have to apply for time off at least a week before, because it takes maximum of 5 working days to get back to you. So imagine if you apply for a time off request and the day is to be tomorrow. You wouldn't get a time off approval. Perhaps you might not get an approval or basically a feedback within a short period of time. And I mean, you going for time off, giving yourself that time off without it being approved, it won't be proper. So you have to do it the right way. If you want to apply for time off, you have to apply the right way. So you have to apply ahead. And that's why there's that 1 week window period. So that way, regardless of whatever that happens, you're going to get a feedback before that date you want the leave to start, or you want to apply for the leave to start. So now if you go back to for Gmail, you've applied. Now there's a zap that's okay. Once you apply for this, the way it was done, I am the manager and I'm also the employee. So it depends on whichever way it's going. Right now, an employee has applied for a time off. So I and the manager are going to receive an email that's, oh, this my employee has applied for this time off request, and I need to go to Airtable to check out the employee and review the request. So right now I've received the email, and this is it. Hello, I hope this email made you well. I just entered in a time off request. I'm really looking forward to hearing back positively from you. Sincerely, Ruth Marco, 30/06/2024. So wonderful. I have received the email. Now I'm going to go to Airtable as the manager to append my review. If you check it here, you would see that Ruth Marco has popped up. Now this should tell you the first automation we had, that the zap was between the email, was between the Google form and the email. Now beneath that is another automation, that's a zap between the Google form and Airtable, such that once an employee applies for time off request, it automatically updates on Airtable. That way there won't be any loss of data or any loop or anything. Like everything is being done synchronously and efficiently. So going to the interfaces, I am the manager and I want to approve my employees' time off. I want to go through it and decide. Now this is filtered to based on the request date, so you're going to see those that have requested earlier. So it's like when you approve reviewing them, you start from the earliest. Okay, this person applied first, or this person applied 10 days ago, so you would by default see it first before those that applied 3 days ago or 2 days ago or something. So delving down, this is Ruth Marco at the bottom because she just applied. Now I want to review it. Okay, so I want to deny it. Then I'm going to leave a feedback for why I denied it. Too much important projects on ground. Do wrap them off first. Then apply again. You can be certain I'll approve it. It's once the projects have been properly attended to. So yeah, now this is popping up because this was filtered such that only those requests that are showing pending pops up. So it was sorted based on the dates, request dates, and it was filtered to show only those that are pending. So once you change the status from pending to denied or approved, it automatically leaves this workflow, because the approval workflow is for those that are pending, to help you to know that okay, this person has applied, this request needs my attention. But once you've attended to it, it leaves here immediately. So that's why it's showing all this. So once I finish and I click here, it's gone, request hidden. So it has gone and it's no longer here, as you can see. This is Gudrun Pure. So this is no longer Marco. And going back, you would see it here. Everything has been done. So, and previously I didn't show that. I don't know if I press Ctrl Z, it's gonna undo. Oh no, it didn't. Okay, so previously when this was done, we had for the request status, for the approval status, request status rather, it was pending, and this current number of leave days available, it's a formula. So it is done such that once the request status is approved or denied, it returns back whatever value. So if it is approved, it subtracts the number of values you applied for from the default number of leave days, and it returns back the balance. So for example, now you can see that it was denied. So if it's denied, it returns back the number of default days. Well, if it's approved, it's subtracted. Like if you check here, you would see that default number of leave days is 22. He applied for 15 and it was approved, so he returned back 7. So that's how it works. Now the manager, I am the manager, I've approved it. What's next? The employee should receive an email that so this manager has approved, or this manager has reviewed your application for time of request. Now I am with Marco and I'm going to my email to check if my manager has approved my time of request. And that should tell you, that should mean that there is likewise a zap between there's likewise a zap between between Airtable and your Gmail. So once there's a zap between the Google form and Gmail, there's a zap between the Google form and Airtable, and there's finally a zap between the Airtable and your Gmail. In the first case scenario, the Gmail is the manager. In the second case scenario, the Gmail is the employee's email. So this is it. Hello, attached below is your time of request feedback. Nice day, Justin Sky. That's your manager. Now, looking at it, even without clicking or anything, you can already see the status. It's denied. Now, this is beautiful, and this was made possible because while constructing or building the Zap, it was done such that there's an attachment, and the attachment is the URL, the cell URL of the request status. So by default, once the manager approves or denies or basically just reviews it, the email sent to you has a copied URL of the request status on Airtable. So you don't have to go to Airtable to check. Once you apply, once you apply, the manager is going to see that this person has applied. So the manager is going to go to the time of request table to check it, to see that, okay, this person has applied. The manager will see on the time of request table that it's been updated. There's a new field, there's a new record rather. And the manager will go to the approval workflow to check it out. And then the manager will append his or her review, approve or deny, give comments if he or she feels like, and once the manager does that, it leaves the approval workflow, and automatically an email is sent to the employee that okay, so person has reviewed, your manager has reviewed your time of request. It's time, your feedback is back. And once you open it, you see it straight. So once you open it, you see straight up that, this is it. It's been denied. Then it's not up to you to now download it or do whatever you feel like. So I'm downloading it. So beautiful, denied. Then it's, if you want to, perhaps if you now want to get more, maybe understand why, that's when the comments can now come in. So this is a rundown of my approval workflow, and I believe the explanation of the implementation would be utmostly helpful to the human resource manager to understand how to use the base. Thank you.